Hi, I'm Jeff Marcus, and this is the mandatory in-service training on disaster preparedness. Ponder this. Just think, at any moment a disaster can strike, such as a fire, plane crash, hurricane or weather-related event, an earthquake, building collapse, an active shooter, bomb threat, mail bomb. 9/11 is an example. Even a zombie apocalypse. So what is a disaster? Well, a disaster is a sudden climatic change or event bringing great damage, loss, or destruction. Broadly stated, a sudden or great misfortune or failure. Disasters are categorized into two areas. Internal disaster, that's something inside the building is affecting us, and an external disaster, something outside of the building is affecting us. Internal disaster, fire in the building, a water pipe burst, lack of air conditioning, a power failure, loss of cooking ability, loss of water, loss of AC on a hot day. Anytime there's disruption in services to residents, it's a disaster. External disasters, something outside the building, could be weather-related event, hurricane, tornado, blizzard, dangerous lightning, a transportation-related event, car crash, bus crash, plane crash, train crash. So the federal government has made these new laws and rules, statutes actually, that we have to have emergency disaster plan in place. Do you know when Hurricane Sandy hit, 56 facilities along the south shore of New York City, Nassau County, Westchester were affected, and 7,820 residents were displaced or evacuated and transferred to other facilities. As a result of this, since they just sent all these people anywhere, no one kept track and took some families up to 2 weeks to locate their loved ones. They were very upset. Therefore, we must have a disaster plan in place, which is systematic, efficient in communicating to employees, residents, families, and agencies, able to safely evacuate with proper tracking of these residents and tracking of the staff. The CMS emergency rules has 4 core elements. The first element is a risk assessment and emergency planning, policies and procedures, communicating that plan to the affected individuals, and training and testing of the plan. We had to first conduct a hazard and vulnerability analysis. All facilities had to analyze the different disasters that might affect them and assign a score of probability, and then put them in order of probability. Therefore, for us on Long Island, the highest ended up being hurricanes. A loss of power while there's a hurricane is very, very high potential of that. The least likely for Long Island is a volcano eruption. Now, if we were a nursing home in Hawaii, that would probably be a lot higher on the list. So then we had to come up with a plan for each disaster. We had to write policies and procedures for each disaster, and we have a disaster manual book at Emerge. It's a red binder book, and it's located in the administrator's office. We have to have emergency supplies, and an Emerge is located in the supply room, room 38, Madison Supply Room. If you see in the photograph on the right and the back, there's 2 boxes there, and in those boxes there are supplies ready to go in the event of a disaster, like first aid kits, flashlights, batteries, extension cords. We had to communicate this plan to the affected individuals, and we have to have a way of notifying the staff that a disaster is commencing. And in Emerge, the code is code D, followed by a location. Usually the location is the bakery/solarium. That's the center of the building. All available personnel are to report to this area for further instructions. Communication plan continues with the Emergency Operations Center, also known as the EOC, and that is established in the administrator's office, and if we need more room, they will roll over into the conference room. The communication plan continues with the staff that are waiting to be assigned. They are called the employee pool, and they're to wait in the Madison dining room. We notified the family of our plan via a letter to each of them. We are required to maintain a current list of employees' telephone numbers in the event there's an emergency. Let's say it's on a Sunday afternoon. We need to call people in to help out. So we would have the phone numbers ready to go. It is critical that all suppliers and providers have a way to be contacted. We do have agreements with other facilities, the fire department, about what to do, where to go in the event of an emergency. You must know that eFinds is the relatively new system where we track the evacuation of all the residents, and we can also track the employees. When we do evacuate a resident from their room, the red dot that's on a magnet on the inside of their door molding gets moved to the outside door molding. This indicates this room has been evacuated and the room is empty, meaning no resident in that room, or anyone by that matter. Communication plan continues where we must have provisions to place communicate with residents, families, staff, local health agencies, and the emergency authorities. So we use telephone, we use robocalls, we have faxes, cell phones, email, satellite phones, and now New York City nursing homes required to have shortwave radios available to them. This is what a screenshot of the health commerce system. This is the way we would notify the Department of Health we were conducting an evacuation. All the way to the left there, you can see where it says eFinds. You click on the eFinds button, and that will take you to a screen indicating an evacuation will start. You click evacuation. We have the eFinds kit, which are wristbands ready to go with numbers on them. We punch in the first number. They know we're a 102-bed facility. They'll kick us back a spreadsheet with all those numbers listed. We will take the scanner. We'll put the wristbands on the residents, of course. Then we'll scan each wristband and type in their name, date of birth, their sex, and where they're going. And if we had enough time, we could type in their whole chart if we needed to, but that's the basic information. That way, when they leave the facility, we upload the spreadsheet so the Department of Health knows in real time they're en route. And when they arrive at the what we call the receiving facility, when they come in the door, they'll have the scanner. They'll blip, blip, blip each wristband and upload that they arrived at their destination safely, so anyone at any time can know where their loved one is or where any of our residents are. We do training and testing. The facility must offer training to all new employees and annually. The staff must be knowledgeable in the emergency procedures. The facility must conduct drills on a regular basis. And we do have to do an internal, an external, an elopement drill every year. Fire drills every month, of course. So in conclusion, you must know that we are ready to respond in case of an emergency. Keeping our residents and our staff safe is our top priority. We can either be an evacuating facility or a receiving facility. Basically, right now, Emerge is considered a receiving facility because in the event of a hurricane, which is the most likely disaster, we would not be affected as much as a South Shore facility. So we are already pre-designated as a receiving facility. We conduct internal and external disasters periodically. Drills are designed to test the system, not the staff. And remember, code D followed by the location is the notification of staff where to report for further instructions. If you have any questions, you can contact me, Jeff Marcus, at Emerge Nursing and Rehab. And my email is jmarcus at emergenursingandrehab.com. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel and thumbs up this video. Thank you.